Valentine's Day can be beautiful for some and deeply complicated for others. In this episode, we make space for those who feel unseen, pressured, or left out by traditional narratives of love. We explore why romantic love is often treated as the ultimate measure of worth, how that harms LGBTQ plus people and their families, and what it means to reclaim a broader, more honest definition of love. This is an invitation to opt out of shame, redefine belonging, and remember that your life, your timing, and your way of loving are already enough. Because love was never meant to be narrow, it was meant to make room.
Would it be okay if I were to tell you that I am afraid someday? So I call you up and you call me down. Would it be okay?
Well, hello and welcome to the FreedHearts podcast. My name is Robert Cottrell, and I'm here as always with
Susan Cottrell.
Hi there.
Hi.
How you doing?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us. You know, Valentine's Day is coming up, and I will say that we just don't celebrate that. You know what I mean? And I hope that's okay, Susan. We really...
Absolutely.
We just, you know... What if National Pizza Day had been the one that took off from Hallmark and the greeting cards and the stuff like that? But no, it was Valentine's Day. And I don't want to yuck anybody's yum out there who loves this holiday, because if you do, go for it. But I don't want anyone to feel obligated. You know what I mean? And to me, every day is Valentine's Day with you. You are my Valentine.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, as we're moving, as this episode, it's just a few days before Valentine's Day. And again, that's a holiday that's wrapped in hearts and roses, ads, and expectations. Mm-hmm. And a day
and loss and grief.
A day that tells a very specific story about what love is supposed to look like, who it's supposed to include, and when you're supposed to feel happy about it. And there are a lot of supposes in there, and that's a problem. And, you know, for some people, like I said, that story fits just fine, and go for it. But for many, maybe many of you, it doesn't. So today we want to say this very clearly right at the beginning. Valentine's Day isn't for everyone, okay? And that's not a failure of any kind. It's not a flaw. And it doesn't mean there's something wrong with anyone. And this episode is an invitation to breathe, to loosen your shoulders, to stop measuring your life against a script that was never written with you in mind, beloved.
Exactly. And, you know, for LGBTQ people especially, Valentine's Day can really have complicated emotions with it. Like grief for relationships that were never affirmed, never celebrated, never made safe. It can bring anger at a culture that still centers one narrow version of love while marginalizing all the rest.
Yeah.
And it can bring loneliness. And it's not because you're unlovable or anyone is unlovable, but because the world hasn't always made room for some types of love to be seen. And for parents and families listening, Valentine's Day can also highlight regrets, moments you wished you'd handled things differently.
Yeah, you know, I feel that a lot during certain holidays. And we just came through Christmas, and I have this, and you know this, I have this post-Christmas blues. Mm-hmm. And even during the day when we're with each other and with our family and now the grandkids and stuff, I have these thoughts, these voices in my head, like,
you're anticipating the letdown as it's occurring.
Well, no, it's yes, but it's a thought of, I should have done this 10 years ago, and they're so grown, and I missed the opportunity. I should have made it supposed to, shoulda. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, those are intrusive thoughts.
Yeah.
And, you know, I have them about other things in other ways, and they're really intrusive. But
I mean, I think it also includes, you know, as far as Valentine's Day goes, is that maybe times that we should have said something and we didn't speak up, or love that we felt deeply but didn't know how to express. It's a lot of triggers, a lot of things can go on this day.
I think I have long thought that love is our most withheld emotion. Our sense of love and gratitude for each other is often what we say the least, and it's really valuable to say. Yeah. So yes, I get that a lot, especially anyway.
And there is room.
The more wisdom you gain, the more you see things and think, oh, I do that differently now if I could. Yeah.
And all of that, beloved, there's room here for all of that. All of that that's going on. Anything that's going on, there's room here.
Yeah. And FreedHearts has always been about telling the truth, not the polished Hallmark card version of truth, so-called, but the lived, complicated human truth of what it is to be a human. And the truth is, holidays can amplify pain as much as they amplify joy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, one of the most dangerous ideas that Valentine's Day reinforces is this, that romantic partnership is the highest form of love. That being chosen romantically is proof of your worth. And that being single or unattached or in between means you're somehow incomplete. And that idea has harmed so many people, continues to harm so many people.
And it's harmed queer people whose relationships were once illegal, sinful, considered sinful, and erased. And it's harmed people who are aromantic, asexual, widowed, divorced, healing, or simply not interested in coupling up, or interested but haven't found a partner.
Yeah.
And it's harmed parents who have poured their lives into loving their children only to be told that it doesn't count in the same way.
Wow.
And we at FreedHearts reject that hierarchy of love.
Yes, indeed. Fully.
Love isn't a ladder. Romantic love is not the pinnacle. And there's no prize for pairing off correctly or at the specified time. Love is wide.
I mean, let's go back for a second. I mean, and don't forget that thought right there.
Okay.
But the whole thing about pairing off correctly or on time, there's so much, my gosh, there's just so many expectations. It's the wedding business, the bride business is just huge.
Yes.
And I just think that there's so many expectations that you're supposed to look this way and be this way and marry this kind of person and then have this kind of event and have this kind of honeymoon and then you're supposed to have this kind of life, and anything that doesn't meet those expectations, those standards, it's just loaded to make you feel like you failed in some way, or that you're not worthy in some way, and it's just crap. It's so loaded. And again, we know that, and I'm going to say this again, but we don't want to yuck anybody's yum. If you love this holiday, go for it. But go for it because you're with a person that you love and you want to express that. Mm-hmm. Do that on the 15th of February and July 21st too, if you want to. But
that's our anniversary. That was a shout out.
We like to whisper too. But I know because we hear it. We hear it from people in the groups. We hear it from people in emails. This is not a holiday for everyone, and we just want to address that today. Yeah. But I think you said love is wide.
Yeah, love is wide. Love is plural. Love it shows up in many forms, and all of them matter.
Yeah, absolutely.
All of them matter. And kind of the proof that they're selling the sizzle instead of the steak, as they say in advertising, the proof that they're selling an idea here is that the success of a marriage is in inverse proportion, studies kind of show this, to the magnitude of the wedding. So the bigger the wedding and more outrageous the wedding, the less successful the marriage turns out to be. And it's not saying if you had a big marriage, your marriage is not going to work. It's just saying there's a correlation between being focused on the wedding or focused on the marriage. And that's just more selling the idea more than actually what is a relationship meant to be? Right. How do you have a successful, loving relationship? Well,
that's an excellent point. And again, not true in all cases, but the more, again, you build up with these expectations, and even Valentine's Day, you have these huge expectations for things happening and gifts and things being a certain way, but then what do you do the day after that? Or what do you do after the wedding and after the honeymoon and come back? And we've been married 38 years this year. And we had, let me count. We had, oh my gosh, our wedding, the number of guests, we had no guests. And we had
2 witnesses.
We had 2 witnesses. One was a photographer and a friend. And we got married in a little chapel at Riverside Church in New York City. And 38 years later, it's going good. Getting better all the time.
It's going good. We think it'll succeed.
Yeah.
Not to wax too romantic here when we're deconstructing this.
Yes, but so that's an excellent point. Thank you for sharing that. So if you're LGBTQ plus and Valentine's Day feels heavy for you, we want to speak directly to you now. So if you've never, if you've never seen your love reflected in cards or commercials, and we're seeing that more these days, and that's good, or church pews, if your first experiences of love were tangled with fear and secrecy and rejection, if you're still healing from being told, likely by those very close to you, that who you love or how you love was wrong, please hear me. Your capacity for love is not broken, beloved. Your timing is not wrong. Your story is not behind.
Yeah, I mean, you don't owe the world a sanitized, palatable version of your life. You do not owe anyone happiness on demand. I think of Sarah Bareilles' song, I'm not going to write you a love song, because her management team was telling us, we need a love song, we're telling her. And she's like, I'm not going to write you a love song because you asked for it, because you tell me it's make or break. It's exactly right. And sometimes, survival itself is an act of love. Sometimes choosing yourself is the most romantic thing you'll ever do.
Yeah, that's true.
To be able to look in your own eyes in the mirror and love what you see can be the most romantic thing you can do. And it's
gift.
An act of rebellion. It's an act of resistance.
Yeah, loving yourself.
Yeah.
Loving yourself when so much of the world and the narrative and social media out there is telling you that you're not lovable.
Yeah.
Is an act of rebellion. It's an act of resistance.
I know we've talked about that too. But
for parents, grandparents, siblings, allies, those who are interested, for those of you who are listening, Valentine's Day can be an opportunity here, not to fix or perform, but to witness, And
you don't need to make big gestures. You don't need to perfect words. What matters is presence. And a text that says, I'm thinking of you. A message that says, you don't have to love this holiday. A quiet affirmation, your life exactly as it is matters to me. Those are love in action.
Yeah, I will say that we have, a couple of transgender kids and a transgender daughter-in-law, and we say things that I know we've said a lot before, and sometimes I wonder, does it really matter? Boy, it really matters. These things that you just talked about as examples, they matter so much.
They matter so much.
Don't think that, I said that last week, so I don't need to say it. I told you I loved you when we first got together. I'll tell you if it changes. No. So those kind of words, those kind of little notes, Post-it notes, things like that, they mean so much.
And it's never too late to love the way you would like to love. If you're still learning, still unlearning, still growing, join the rest of us.
Yeah.
Because,
that's okay.
Okay. We're all in that track. But love is not proven by perfection, for heaven's sake. It's proven by willingness, by presence.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you. So let's pause here for a moment and kind of widen the lens here on love. Because love is not just romance, okay? Love is the friend who sat with you when your family couldn't. Chosen family, you know? Love, again, is chosen family, late night conversations, shared meals, inside jokes, mutual care. Love is the parent who chose their child even when it cost them their community. Love is boundaries. Love is rest and self-care. Love is saying no. As you said, love is resistance and rebellion. Love, and this is one that, this is something that I think of a lot right now, and that love is staying soft in a world that keeps trying to harden us.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
You know?
That's beautiful. I think that's a challenge for all of us.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And when we reduce love to one day, one format, one greeting card style, one story, we miss most of that. You know, we miss it.
Yeah.
And it reduces love to something, to a commodity, a commercial commodity that someone's making money from, and it diminishes all those other forms of beautiful, pure, true love.
Yes. And I want to name something else here. We want to name the larger context we're living in. At this time when LGBTQ people are under increasing attack, politically, culturally, rhetorically, a time when cruelty is often framed as honesty. People can be profoundly cruel and just say, I'm just being honest. No. And exclusion is defended as belief. This is a time in these moments when love is not sentimental. It's not passive. It's not neutral. To choose love, especially expansive, inclusive love, is an act of resistance.
Yeah.
So if Valentine's Day feels hollow to you this year, maybe it's because you're awake, because you're paying attention, because you know love deserves more than candy hearts and cliches. And so, maybe Valentine's Day isn't about romance at all. What if it's about honesty? What if it's about gentleness with yourself and others? What if it's about letting go of the idea that you're doing life wrong? You're allowed to opt out. You're allowed to redefine. You're allowed to grieve what never was and still hope for what could be. And I think that we often grieve something like this that's more of an idea than an actuality. We may be prone in times like this to miss an old relationship or family member. What we're really missing is not them, but the story we had around them of love, right?
Or what we even hoped that would be, that it turned out not to be. Yeah.
A potential. So don't get back with your ex just because it's Valentine's Day.
Good call.
Hoping for a change. Yeah. So we want to invite you into a brief pause wherever you are. Just take a breath and consider this question. Just to sit with it. You don't have to have an answer. Just sit with it. What kind of love do you need most right now?
Can you ask that question again?
Yeah. What kind of love do you need most right now? And if you can set aside the kind of love you think you're supposed to want, or what looks good from the outside, but what actually feels nourishing to you. And that right there is your answer, whatever it is.
Friends, Valentine's Day isn't, like we said, it's not for everyone. And that's okay. That's okay. Your life is not measured by a calendar. Your worth is not proven by your relationship status. Your capacity for love is already enough. We believe in a love that makes room, makes room for queer people, for complicated families, for healing journeys that don't follow this supposed straight line.
Straight line.
Nope. I guess pun intended. So however you move through this week, celebrating, resting, ignoring it altogether, whatever you do, know this, beloved, know this. You belong, you are loved, and you get to define what love means in your own life. We're so glad you're here. We'll talk to you next week.
We love you so much. Bye.
Would it be okay if I were to tell you that I am afraid someday? So I call you up and you call me down. Would it be okay?
You've been listening to the FreedHearts podcast. We have extensive resources and vibrant, inclusive community for you at freedhearts.org. Please come say hello. If you have questions, comments, or suggestions for the podcast, just email us at podcast@freedhearts.org. Audio engineering is by Luke Johnson. The music is provided by our child, the Grammy-nominated Saint Sinner. You can find out more about him and his music at saintsinnermusic.com. Please share, subscribe, and follow on your favorite platform and support if you can. And thanks for listening.